The MLB trade deadline has passed, and some teams came out ahead, while others missed the mark. Whether it's making a push for the playoffs or planning for future seasons, the trades made during this time show us who might rise in the standings. The Cardinals approached the deadline in a precarious position, plagued by a series of losses and glaring deficiencies in their lineup. Yet they managed to address their most pressing needs without sacrificing significant future assets. A tactical win in any trade scenario. By acquiring Eric Fedde, a top-tier starting pitcher, along with Tommy Pham and Sean Alexander, the Cardinals not only patched up weaknesses, but did so economically, giving up players who were surplus to their plans. Fedde's acquisition, given the inflated market for pitchers, particularly feels like a strategic masterstroke. This move doesn't just bolster their roster for a playoff push. It signals a fierce intent to rebound from last year's last-place finish and revitalize a franchise known for its storied competitiveness. The strategic foresight demonstrated by the Cardinals not only optimizes their current roster, but also positions them as formidable contenders, ready to challenge their rivals with renewed vigor and strategic depth. True to form, the Dodgers made a dramatic entry at the deadline's 11th hour, securing Jack Flaherty, a move that could significantly stabilize their pitching rotation. This acquisition is particularly impactful considering Flaherty's rebound in form this season compared to his struggles with the Orioles last year. Alongside Flaherty, the additions of Michael Kopech, Ahmed Rosario, Kevin Kiermaier, and Tony Edman, each bringing their own strengths, further deepen a squad already eyeing another World Series run. The Dodgers' strategy remains clear. Optimize the roster dynamically to maintain their high competitive standard. Each deadline move underscores their World Series or bust philosophy, pushing them closer to another October showdown. This strategic accumulation of talent not only enhances their bench strength, but also injects a fresh dynamism into their gameplay, preparing them for the high-pressure environment of postseason baseball with a clear focus on clinching the championship. The Mariners' deadline activity speaks to a franchise straddling the line between urgent ambition and long-term strategy. Despite holding a tenuous lead in the AL West, their proactive additions at the deadline, namely Randy Arozarena and Justin Turner, aim to solidify their offense. These acquisitions might not be blockbuster, but they elevate the team's baseline performance, crucial for sustaining their lead and breaking a long-standing division title drought. The Mariners' subtle yet effective enhancements at the deadline are indicative of a team not willing to let go of its postseason aspirations, despite recent setbacks and the looming pressure from division rivals. The strategic integration of Arozarena and Turner provides not only immediate hitting prowess, but also seasoned leadership within the clubhouse. By fortifying their lineup without a dramatic overhaul, the Mariners maintain a balanced approach, ensuring competitiveness while preserving essential resources for future maneuvers. This careful balancing act demonstrates a mature strategic vision aimed at both immediate impact and sustainable success in the league. The Mets have transitioned into a model of calculated, efficient team building that contrasts sharply with the more flamboyant maneuvers seen in previous years. This deadline, they adhered to a strategy of making smart, incremental improvements, addressing specific needs without jeopardizing their core or future prospects. The acquisition of Jesse Winker provides a left-handed bat they needed, adding depth and flexibility to their lineup. Paul Blackburn and a slew of bullpen arms further solidify their pitching staff, preparing them for a robust postseason challenge. This methodical enhancement of their roster reflects a deliberate shift towards sustainability and prudent management, eschewing the high-risk, high-reward gambits of past seasons. The Mets' focus on tactical acquisitions rather than headline-grabbing trades ensures that they continue to build a team that can compete at the highest levels without compromising their future. Each move is calculated to mesh seamlessly with the team's existing strengths, highlighting a strategic coherence that could very well redefine their postseason narratives. This approach not only reflects a mature, restrained philosophy, but also capitalizes on the inertia of rivals like the Braves, who have been relatively quiet this trading season. The Mets' moves are subtle yet impactful, signaling a confidence in their existing roster and a commitment to sustainable competitiveness. This nuanced approach might soon cease to be surprising as it becomes the new norm for a franchise increasingly synonymous with prudence and foresight in its tactical outlook. Meanwhile, the Orioles, facing high market prices for top-tier talent, chose a path of practicality over splashy acquisitions. Avoiding another gamble on Jack Flaherty, whom they had seen falter post-trade previously, they instead filled their roster with several capable players who could provide immediate utility and rotational flexibility. Zach Eflin and Trevor Rogers are set to enhance the starting rotation this year and beyond, providing stability and quality starts. In the bullpen, Seranthony Dominguez and Gregory Soto are poised to patch up the late-inning fatigue that has plagued the team, while Eloy Jimenez offers a potent bat capable of altering the dynamics of any game with his power. Christian Patch, as an outfield addition, brings a fresh dynamic to the team's defensive and offensive strategies. These players collectively represent a strategic influx of talent designed to address immediate deficiencies, while also offering potential for significant contributions in high-stakes moments. The Orioles' strategy of acquiring a breadth of capable players rather than a few high-profile names may not capture headlines, but is poised to fortify the team effectively. This approach aims not just to make a deeper run in the postseason than the previous year, but to transform last year's disappointments into this year's triumphs, setting a tone of resilience and adaptability. With the best record in the National League, the Phillies are not just contenders, they are frontrunners with a clear shot at the title. In such a position, a team's approach to the trade deadline can often be conservative, preferring minor tweaks to an already successful formula. However, the Phillies chose a bolder path, addressing their few but glaring deficiencies with precision and decisiveness. They recognized the need for strengthening their bullpen, an often decisive factor in postseason success, and acted by acquiring Carlos Estevez, arguably the best reliever available. The price was steep, but for a franchise in a win-now mode, the cost is justifiable, particularly when the potential return is a deep playoff run or even a World Series championship. Estevez, alongside Tanner Banks and Austin Hayes, a utility player whose potential impact was deemed greater for the Phillies than it would have been for his former team, the Orioles, represents strategic enhancements designed to fortify already robust areas. These acquisitions may not be groundbreaking, but they are precisely what the Phillies need to enhance their postseason capabilities. The expectation is that when the high-stakes moments arrive in October, the contributions of these players, especially in high-pressure situations, will validate the front office's aggressive pursuit. Contrastingly, the Royals scenario is one of rebuilding and reinvigoration following a challenging season where they lost 106 games. This year's performance has already shown improvements, and the moves made at the deadline aim to further this upward trajectory. The team's approach has been to integrate players who can contribute both immediately and as part of the long-term core around emerging talents like Bobby Witt Jr. The Royals have been active, bringing in a slew of players including Michael Lorenzen, Paul DeJong, Lucas Ertzeg, and Hunter Harvey. Individually, these players might not be headline grabbers, but collectively, they represent a significant bolstering of the team's depth and capabilities. This strategic accumulation of talent raises both the floor and the ceiling of the team's potential, subtly shifting them from mere competitors to potential spoilers in the AL wildcard race. Moreover, the Royals' activity at the deadline speaks to a broader strategy of ensuring the team remains competitive and relevant, not just for this season, but for many more to come. The quietness of division rivals like the Twins at the deadline only highlights the Royals' proactive approach, suggesting that while they may not be in a position to challenge for the highest honors now, they are laying the groundwork for sustained competitiveness. In both cases, the Phillies and Royals demonstrate a keen understanding of their positions within the league's hierarchy and have tailored their deadline activities to reflect this. The Phillies, eyeing immediate success, have fine-tuned an already potent roster with specific, impactful additions. On the other hand, the Royals, mindful of their development trajectory, have opted for a broader overhaul, aiming to build a foundation that will serve them well beyond this season. As the MLB Trade Deadline concludes, how do you view the strategic moves of teams like the Cardinals, Dodgers, and Mariners? Are you impressed with their tactical adjustments for the playoff push, or do you think there are missed opportunities? Join the discussion below with your insights and predictions for the postseason. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more.